I welcome everyone to Mystics. Oh, look, we spoke to y'all earlier on Mystics pregame, so Cardo W. Jr. is back, and Moses Carter Jr. And obviously, we have Raymond Lyons here, the Washington Mystics. Cardell, we touched on the keys to this game. One of the things is a little wild in this one. Actually, I can't wait to hear you guys take on it, but we watch, we're going to hear this a lot. The youngest team in the league, we're going to hear that almost on every broadcast. I thought they were kind of poised late. Shakira hitting some huge free throws, and then just holding up defensively. I know you guys are gonna get into the turnovers and the free throws and whatnot, but Ray, we'll start with you, and then Cardell. Just your thoughts on Washington opening their season with a win on the road, Toronto, and it looks like from what it sounded like, Toronto's gonna be might be one of those annoying places to play. That crowd was,
Amazing.
we all heard it,
Yeah,
It was amazing.
and that's amazing for the league. Like that's what you want. We knew the crowd in the Bay was we weren't shocked by that last year. In Toronto, that was nuts. But Ray, your thoughts on this one and then Cardell?
yeah, man. No, you could feel that crowd through the TV, like that. It was a lot of energy in that building. But that's a good way to start the season, man. Like you said, youngest team in the league, get a close win on the road in a raucous arena. You can't ask for much more than that. The two things that kind of stood out is they need to stop fouling and they need to make their free throws. If they clean those two areas up a little bit, then this is a much more comfortable win. But outside of that, down the stretch, you gotta appreciate the poise. When Mabry hit that three to put the tempo up by one, you kind of figure you want to see how they react. With this team being as young as they are, that's a that's a tough way to come back down the stretch and secure that win. Especially with a lot of players in foul trouble. Tempo was in the bonus for I believe like the last 5 minutes of the game. So it was a lot going against them and a lot that could have went wrong for this game to go the other way. But yeah, the Mystics pulled it out. Uh, Man, Shakira, Kiki, and Sonya picking up right where they left off at the end of last season. That's three of them had terrific games. Sonya, man, she she talked a lot on media day and about just kind of being stronger and not allowing defenses to be physical with her and knock her off her game. And it was on display tonight. She had it was a play in the fourth quarter where I think it was Rory Harmon that gave her the assist and she got the and one. That's a heady poised play from her with under a lot of pressure. So yeah, man, like her and Kiki, they're in their second year, but they seem like they already been here for a while. They didn't have typical rookie years. They both were all stars. At times, they both found themselves a focal point in opposing team scouting report, and they were able to figure their way through that. So coming into this season, just having that experience under their belt, along with an added off season to sharpen their games, I don't see any reason why they can't continue the success they had. Shakira Austin, man, welcome back. We hadn't seen her in the preseason because she had overseas obligations, but her overall impact. She's 6'5", athletic. She can contribute in a lot of areas on both ends of the floor, and we saw that tonight. She they gave her the ball and she went to work. Um, for the rookies, Georgia and Rory combined, you see the difference when that point guard play is solid. They're both scrappy. They both push the pace. Um, they can make good reads and make things easy for their teammates. So they kind of had the offense flowing a little bit. So yeah, man, it's can't complain. It's always better to start the season off with a win than a loss. So yeah, shout out to the Mystics, man. Way to get the year off to a good start.
Cardell?
Yeah, Sonya's impact was obvious, man. She 26 points, but team high, but her 17 in the second half, it was huge. It kept them afloat when they got cold because Toronto was kind of cold in the first half, and the Mystics had it going a little bit more offensively, and then it flipped. And then Sonya kept them afloat until Shakira woke up late and, made some clutch baskets, made some clutch free throws, and clutch defense, rebound, everything. She just performed well in the clutch, and that's how they was able to, to pull out the win. They punished them. They punished them inside the paint. Let's call it what it is. They outscored the tempo 40-16, and that's the beauty, and that's what Lauren not scoring. You know what I mean? She didn't score 0 for 4. I remember she hit a couple free throws, and she didn't score. That's Kiki and Shakira and Sonya and a couple other players getting in that paint, man. And that's what we talked about during the preseason with the depth of their bigs. When they have games like this where they can't really shoot well from the outside, those bigs can hold it down and give them enough offense where if their defense hold up and they don't beat themselves with turnovers, they could pull out the win. And that's what you saw tonight, which to me was kind of be expected because we were saying it all throughout the preseason. The rookies look good. You're like, okay, yeah, they can play in this league. But it can be different regular season when teams are keying in on you and you got to deal with the starter, the rotation players, vets and stuff that's going to play the whole game. It's not going to be half the game of them, and then the other half you're playing against young players like you trying to earn a roster spot, or first or second year players as well. And that's how it goes in preseason. And you saw a lot of a lot of their rookies struggle tonight. Shooting in front of the ball, defensive lapses, turnovers. Look, man, the best came through. They pulled it out, a much needed win. And it was a good atmosphere for the Rooks. Hostile environment, excited environment, hard, physical, tough playing team that wanted to win, full of vets that done got it done, including Sykes and Mabry. I mean, every time I see her, she's just scrappy and puts points on the board. That's all I expect from her. When I see her, it's gonna be. If you ain't ready to compete, she's gonna mess you up bad. So you better come with it. She's scrapping and she's gonna hit shots, and that's what you saw. But the rookies, Cassandra, Roy, you say Georgia because she didn't play last year. Lauren. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure they're gonna look back, wish they had better performances. But welcome to the W, man. It is what it is. I'm not gonna be too hard on them on the first game. They just gotta get experience. They gotta get used to it. They understand now. I guarantee it. This is not college anymore. It's different, and you got to come with it. You know what I mean? So I think on Sunday, the next game, they're gonna be more prepared mentally and understand. All right, I gotta hit them first before they hit me. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the wisdom behind the scenes that Sonya, Shakir, Kiki, and all the vets on the Mystics probably been telling them, it makes more sense now. And that's just part of growing. And that's just something I think Mystics fans going to have to get used to because it's a young team. Like they got to understand Sonya and Kiki last year, that don't happen. That don't happen a lot. That was their special. And you see it tonight. They're special. To come in and just be all-stars in your rookie year, that don't happen in pro sports. You know what I mean? That's like, say, college, a freshman come in and he's an All-American or she's an All-American out the gate. It doesn't happen often. But what you want from this rookie class is to continue to get better and be able to impact on both ends and then every facet and tangible ways to help them win games. It's as simple as that. And then you want them to take a leap to say, all right, can you be a star and all that? And time will tell with that, man. But yeah, those were the positives of what I saw. I love how they moved the ball, 14 assists to 10 assists for the Toronto. Obviously, we know the Mystics, they got to clean up the turnovers. You can't have your point guards 8 turnovers, 8 of the 10 turnovers. You just can't have that. That almost gave the game back. They were up at half. That allowed Toronto to get back in the game. Matter of fact, let me look at it now. The second half, turnovers. Yeah, the Mystics had 12 in the second half. Of their 18 came in the second half. You see what I'm saying? And Toronto scored 11 off of their 12 turnovers. That got them back in the game and almost lost the game. So, yeah, they got to clean that up. They was cooking that first, and then Sykes and Mabry got scrappy. You know what I mean? They got really doing what they do. And the physicality, it got them, man. But outside of that, Shakira, Sonya, and Kiki, especially Kiki, 12 or 13. Shakira, what she did in the clutch was amazing. Sonya was just a constant. Yeah, man, they held it down. They made sure they won the game, man, and then that's huge. So again, go back to the drawing board, look at film, come out better for Sunday as far as the youngest.
Yeah, as you guys said, the players who've been here before, they understand the requisite force you need to play with in the W. The rookies, as y'all mentioned, they understood what that force, the force you needed tonight. And with, you guys talked, you said 12 of the 18 turnovers came in the second half for Washington. A lot of that, especially with Amore and Harmon having to understand the type of force they need to play with to maintain control of the basketball. Like those, you're not getting those touch fouls and whatnot as a rookie. Some of the fouls they just got just by not playing with enough force at times. And like you said, it's the first game, and there's no huge indictments to be made because a pair of rookie point guards struggle with physicality in the W. Um, like as you mentioned, Ray, uh, we could tell Sonya worked on her body a little bit to be ready to deal with that physicality this year. Um, Kiki, obviously, and Shakira's been in the league for a while, so you know what it is. The three of them, their bodies don't look exactly the same as when they were rookies. And Cardell, to your point, talking about last year's class, those two specifically being all stars, yeah, that isn't normal, and that's a hell of a luxury for this year's class. Um, you don't have to replicate it. Find your way along to contribute, um, because it's not typical to come in off out the gate. It'd be crazy to expect them back to back years to be like, hey, two of the three you guys need to be all stars. That's that's nuts. Um, but yeah, big time poised by Shakira down the stretch with the free throws, and yeah, they just gonna have to figure out. I know they were talking about the league dealing with this new freedom of movement or whatnot. Players gonna have to deal with that, adjusting defensively. But as a whole, yeah, you just if you take away some of the free throws, they played fairly solid defense. Like they did not have things going. Cardell, you mentioned those turnovers. To give it back in that fashion, those were easy points. Toronto wasn't getting easy points unless Washington helped them. Honestly, like just let's keep it a buck. Like they were in hell if Washington didn't help them get
Yes.
easy baskets via turnovers or just or the foul line. Outside of that, people were at Alcatraz. They could not get good looks, which is why it was, like you said in the second half, it was tough because you're watching a young team. You know, we talk about teams all the time. You don't want them to help the other team beat them.
Mhm.
They played a role in Toronto, not only staying in the game, but they gave them a lot of life at times. There's a couple times, what was it? It was like 49-37. And I think in that stretch, I got to go back and look. It was a couple turnovers, a couple fouls, and Toronto closed the gap just like that. And you just can't do that. But again, it's the first game of the season, man.
Yeah. I mean, to piggyback on what you said, yeah, the Mystics, and we talked about that during the preseason. And like, if this game was last year, they lose because they don't have the athletes and the versatility to get the stops with them turning the ball over and shooting like they did. They probably lose by double digits, honestly. But this is what we were talking about when they have an off night like this, shooting the ball, and rough night taking care of the ball. Their defense held it down long enough, for the most part, for their top players to make plays and get baskets and win this game. And that's why I'm encouraging. Like I like these type of games because you really see what the team is made of. Like everybody look good, you beating the hell out of somebody. Like, all right, but let's see when somebody's not going away and is hitting back. And let's see how you really are. And that's test your character. And for them to come out the gate on the road, hype environment because it's the first game of a expansion team, Toronto. Like that's the Raptors fans that we saw cheering on Kawhi and winning the championship. Now those fans got somebody that's got a women's team to cheer for now in the W, and that's what you saw. And they hyped, and they was hyped as hell. Like, yeah, we got y'all. Like, even when they lost, they was hyped. They was like, yeah, we love the effort. We reward the effort. So it's gonna be tough to play there. And in that environment, the Mystics found a way to win. And I know you to piggyback what you were saying there in Alcatraz. Nah, man, the Mystics had them in the raft, dog. That prison in Captain America, that dog. When
Yeah,
you shooting 27%
27.
from the field, 20% from deep, Hey man, like don't think about it. Mabry at 27, that's because she got to the free throw line a lot. She was 6 of 18. Sykes 4 of 18. Like it's like, hey man, the way they shot that's like if it was college, hey man, meet me in the gym. Y'all getting on the gun. Like y'all got to shoot though. Like what the hell going on? I know y'all better than this. You see what I'm saying? So, but on the Mystic side, the key players that scored the ball and helped them win: Kiki 5 of 9, Shakira 6 of 13, Sonya 9 of 12. That's what I'm saying. So they just need the youngers to come along, and if they can come along and be consistent, they got a hell of a team. Keep in mind, they missing McMahon, who will probably start. And remember, pregame, I was like, I wonder if Cassandra gonna kind of get
Yeah,
that.
I was about to text you when they
Yeah,
emailed the lineups. I was like, oh yeah, it's gas. Yeah, yeah.
and she didn't get that start because of necessarily for our offense. You know, you're 6'3", you can move, you physical, you big, play defense. We need stops.
She
Period.
used all 6 of her fouls in there, working on the defensive end too.
And I appreciate that this right
Yep.
now. Now I need that. She got to clean that up. She still gets 6 fouls in July. All right, man, cut it
We
out.
gotta have a conversation. We gotta have a conversation. Intervention.
Man, I ain't mad at her being willing to be physical, throw a weight around on because you got to. You got to in the WNBA. Like I tell anybody, if you haven't been to a WNBA game, go and sit close and just listen, and you'll understand. You'll understand. It's a whole lot, man. But no, yeah. The defense won, and then that trio, that young trio that they building the team around, that was the difference in the game.
And like you said, to the type of game they won. You want a back alley fight, man. And Toronto's clearly gonna be that type of team. Like that's you got Mabry over there. You know how Brendello get down. They're coming out here swinging no matter what. But like that's a hell of a win.
Yeah, like think about it, one last thing. Cassandra, she was a +4. Then she only had 2 points, 1 for 5. Her defense, and she fouled out her defense. So yeah, man.
All right. You guys know what's next. Player of the game up here for y'all.
I don't even miss C.
All right, so no arguments. Xfactor.
I gotta give it to Shakira. She came through in the clutch. Free throws, baskets, defense, rebound. She stepped up in the biggest moment. Gotta give it to her.
No arguments from me, Ray. Any arguments from you? No.
No, I was almost tempted to give Shakira player of the game, but that 26 from Sonya was loud. You know, like Cardell pointed out, when Sykes and Mabry started getting it going, like Sonya was duking it out with them by herself offensively because Shakira had a quiet third quarter, and that could have been the game right there if Sonya didn't step up. So yeah, that was on both of them, man, and Kiki as well. That they carried them through.
That third quarter you bring up, Ray, Sonya had 12 of the Mystics 14 points.
Yep.
On 4 of 6, 3 or 5 from deep. They need every bit of it, though. Every bit of it, man.
And even throughout the game, like you talk about that third quarter, you can see the difference in her strength because the way, people since last year, once people, started to treat her how she should be treated, she couldn't break away as easily or as clean. That third quarter, just get off me, I'm getting my shot up. Like, and again, that physicality, that force. Who knew? That stuff matters. Only a year. Who knew?
Weight room does a body good, man.
Man, never would have thought of that. All right, we're gonna get through all y'all's comments, man. We appreciate y'all. There's a lot of them. So start at area 11C. Win is a win, but that was rough. Being real picky after the other season we just had for sure. Citron for MVP. I'm joking, but she's cold for real. Carrie doing carrot things. Doug Dane, the future is so bright. As bad the core looked like, as bad as the core looked like the core. Amo will be electric and Harmon's for real. We keep this group. We have potential to be. Okay, here we go. We have potential to be on time on defense in a few years. They want to re-up.
Y'all know where I'm at with it. I want to see it now because they got it. That you can lead with
Yep.
defense a lot quicker than offense. Offense, the
Mm-hmm.
chemistry, so that takes time. Defense, you got the athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
This you got to have that. Y'all on a string together. You can impact the game right away with that. And defensively, that's the one skill where you can be most consistent at. You're gonna miss shots. You're gonna have bad turnover games. Rebounds 50-50. You see what I'm saying? But defense, that's the one constant, and it travels. Because see, the offense ain't travel today. The defense won the game. You see what I'm saying? So it travels. So you lead with that, you always gonna be in the game, and then you can wake up offensively and get the job done, man. You know, and that's you can tell that's what this front office built this team to do. Because last year at times it was rough. It was.
As you said earlier, this result doesn't happen. That's it. Did not weren't physically able to do some of the things that were done tonight, especially on the defensive end of the floor. Kiki's a dog, so is Rory from Area 11T. Uh, I agree, no worries at all from the younger players. Agreeing with I think what everyone else here said. You hope these types of games drive them to work.
Hell yeah.
Um,
When the last time Lauren went scoreless? She probably like not even my life, not even my first name as a kid, man.
like the whole bench went through it.
Yo, what they had 4 points off the bench.
Yeah, yeah. Duke Leach had two, and the older rookie Wilson had two. Area 11, so he like to start a unit with Prosper. Once you learn to stay out of foul trouble and shoot, that unit is terrifying. Uh,
But that's
Devin
probably gonna
Minnis,
be Michaela's spot once she get healthy.
man, like they got some options. You got Michaela, Cody, Cassandra, and again, once they get healthy, the bench gets a little bit better as well. You get more stuff coming off the bench
Mm-hmm.
depending on however he chooses to go with those rotations. Like you said, people were missing tonight. Devin Minnis, great win. Those refs tonight almost had me tight.
Yeah, but they got to
And
defend better. You got to adjust. You got to adjust within the game how they calling it. Like they gonna call it like they gonna call it different. You got to adjust on the fly. Once you pick up a cover, like yeah, and then be back off a little bit, but just be sound, fundamentally, man. So and let's be real, some of those fouls came from turning the ball over, and now you scrambling trying to get back and get the bucket.
Mm-hmm.
You all out mismatches all over the place, and you got people guarding people that they shouldn't be guarding. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't like what you do offensively dictates how you play defense, and a lot of people don't realize that.
all right, somebody was a fan of the Raft comment.
And man, that's what it
Doug
was.
Dame
That's
was
need a superhero to get you out.
shot by Pat. What's best for her game? It will get better. Uh, Doug Dame was laughing. I think his other comment was just saying Prosper's only 20. About her to get better and learning to shoot. Everything else. Area 11. The only thing I'd like to see them improve going forward is knowing how/who to get the top three involved. More like Sonya going stretches without a touch, and more Kiki P&R action.
You gotta understand also, Sonya, they know who the top dog is, so she gonna see special attention that she necessarily didn't see last year because until later because she was a rookie. Now, once she became an all-star, it was different, a little different. But
Mm-hmm.
now she's the franchise, she the first option. Or 1A and Kiki 1B, however you want to do it, but we know she 1A, 1B, one in that range. Yeah, she's gonna get special attention. She's gonna get double. So sometimes the pass ain't gonna be there. It's a thing in basketball, called gravity. So she's gonna have a lot of attention wherever she is on the floor. She's gonna have a lot of gravity. So yeah, Georgia and Rory, they're gonna have to get the ball to other players, and they obviously Shakir and Kiki are capable. Lauren to get going, some of the other players to get going as the time goes. So you can't force it. They tried to tonight, and look what happened. So you gotta play smart, and yeah, pick and roll action, but we gotta give the tempo credit. They didn't shoot the ball well, but their defense was just as
Mm-hmm.
feisty. Nothing was easy in that paint. The Mystics made it look easy, but nothing was easy.
And the other thing, as you said, was Sonya and her gravity. Um, coming off last year, yeah, she should be treated differently. We see you take her off the floor from beyond the arc. Who are you targeting like that? You can't let the only person who has shown you that she can, get going. Like people let it happen for a little bit last season. We got to like game 12. People was like, all right, now like chill out with all that. We gonna stop all these free wide open looks. She don't know how to act. And to your point, Cardo, like that's part of that. That's part of that trio, right? If she's drawing attention, Bing's got a little bit more room to work. The Bings get going and loosen some things up for her, and she'll make them pay. But yeah, man. Um, Again, as Cardo said, two of those three people coming off All-Star burst last year. You're not about to just be like, oh man, we'll live with what they get. Nah, we'll live with. You're gonna start at like the fourth person. It's all about here. We'll live with what you get, not you and not you, and not you in terms of the three that went off tonight. Shot by Pat said Shakira showed up whenever the tempo got going. Doug Dame again. Wow. Yeah, huge for Citron way to start your second year. Area 11C rounds up the comments with this thing will be scary, especially when Bex figures it out, starts figuring it out, and Cody gets back.
And even her, she gotta be a rookie too. She got to play when it's the real thing. So it's you gotta give them time. You gotta give rookies grace, man. And you know what I'm saying? That's real. But they gotta keep working that behind the scenes. So that learning curve will be short and quick.
Yeah, and concerning the ball over thing,
We
you
gotta
want to
let
get
that.
might want to get a little better handle on that before Sunday, because you handle the Liberty the ball quite a
Okay,
bit. It's gonna be a
Sunday.
long Sunday. Yeah, yeah,
And they already in mid-season form.
yeah. You saw what they were doing tonight.
Man.
And that was without Satu, right? I think tonight that was without Satu.
Man, Laney
Yeah,
look
she
like
didn't play.
I'm making up for lost time for last year, man. Man, be honest, Lord Jesus. That's Stewie's story
Another
right there.
is
That
another
was
opportunity. Go ahead.
that was without
Go ahead.
Satu or Sabrina.
I
Sheesh.
forgot about Sabrina.
Yeah, she out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. You can't turn the ball over, and you got to make shots, man. Come on.
No, and gotta hit the glass. So again, that's what makes with that coming, that flying death machine coming here on Sunday. Great win tonight, um, for sure. And it's nothing but you guys talk about the rookies like last year. We were talking about just those moments, the welcome to the W moments, those games where you got to get your reps. Um, hey man, go out there and play defense and see what happens. Take care of the ball and hey,
And yeah, the thing about the pros, life still comes at you fast. You go from this, like if you Lauren, you go from this, and you got to deal with John Quayle and Stewie on.
quick.
And that's a totally different ball game, man. The Fagman and young Sabali, man. That's a look, man. Yeah,
That's not what that is on Sunday.
no. So get your rest. Forget about this game. Keep your confidence,
Yep.
and yeah, you got hoop, dog.
And then that's why what's it called? Last year's class, along with Shakira, is that important. Those younger vets on this team. Hey man, going some heavy lifting until the rest of the kids, this year's group of kids is ready to step up and contribute. So, hey man, that's part of it. But again, just a hell of a way to open the season. With a nice win on the road. Because it definitely would have sucked to be back here for a second year talking about being, helping another expansion team get their first win in franchise history. So at least whoever it's going to be this year, it wasn't the Mystics to open the season. So shout out to them for holding off Toronto 68-65 for Cardinal Ray and myself. We will see you guys Sunday afternoon. So I'll check it, we'll check it with you guys Sunday afternoon for pregame and outlook as usual.